There is something between him and that joy. He cannot get to that joy without going first through that something I'm talking about. The joy was set before him, but between that joy and Jesus was the cross. And there's no way to that joy except for the cross. If he doesn't die, he can't rise. If he doesn't rise, he can't ascend. If he doesn't ascend, doesn't rise, he can't have his glorified body. So there is that joy set before him, but between him and that joy, there is the betrayal, the denial, the trial, the beating, the crucifixion, the separation from the Father. It is called despising the shame. The word shame means disgrace. He despised the disgrace. But, hear me carefully, there was no way to the joy set before him unless except the way of the cross. Now that's always the case. Joy is prepared for you, but there is a cross between you and that joy. And you can have happiness without the cross, but you'll never have joy without the cross. The joy that is set before you is always, between that joy and you, there is always the cross. A young lady finds that she's going to have a baby. Her joy is set before her. But between that joy of that new baby and where she is now, there are months of suffering. Listen to me. There are months of suffering, and there's travail. There never is real joy unless you go through the suffering route or the travail route. The psalmist put it this way: they that sow in tears shall reap in joy. Now, we want to go around the enduring, the shame, the suffering, and the cross to get to the joy. Now, you can get happiness that way, but you can't get joy that way. I've got the joy down in my heart, but the pathway to joy is always through suffering. For Joseph, between him and his joy was a pit. For Daniel, between him and his joy was a lion's den. For Peter, between him and his joy was a prison. For John, between him and his joy was exile on Patmos. For Paul, between him and his joy, there was a Roman jail. It is prosperity that kills. It is struggle that builds. I know of no way of purifying gold except by the fire of the crucible. There is no paved road to joy. There is no broad way to joy. There is no highway to joy. There is no boulevard to joy. There is no interstate to joy. There is no easy way to joy. There is no shortcut to joy. There is no main street to joy. There is no bypass to joy. There are no flights to joy. There is no Pullman to joy. There is no limousine to joy. There is no parkway to joy. There is no avenue to joy. There is no smooth ride to joy. There is no taxi ride to joy. There is no sightseeing to joy. There is no freeway to joy. There is no causeway to joy. There is no autobahn to joy. I'm simply saying the way, hear me now, the way to joy. Not talking about happiness. They're not the same thing. Happiness is when something tastes good, looks good, feels good, or smells good. Joy is when you've got a sweet satisfaction in your soul that you obeyed the will of God regardless of the price that you had to pay.